that will reinforce this new image of yourself that, oh, I promised something to myself and I kept it. Hey, welcome back again. Thanks for stopping by. And today we're going to talk about self-image and self-respect. So self-respect is a very important and massive topic, but it's a part of another topic, which is self-image. And self-respect is absolutely crucial for you to be successful. What is self-respect? It's a feeling that one is behaving with honor and dignity. And why do we need it? It could be very obvious to some people and not so obvious to others, or it could be controversial, because I'm not talking about self-respect or self-love in narcissistic way or like self-indulging way or being obsessed with yourself. I'm talking about self-respect with more functional and useful way. Because if you don't have self-respect, you will not be able to achieve success. Period. Imagine if you decide to hire a life coach for next 10 years. And all these 10 years, then you notice that you never got any respect from the coach, that he or she always puts you down. This kind of coaching will be absolutely futile. It will be useless. Actually, in best case scenario, and in worst case scenario, it will be more damaging than no coaching, because in order this relationship to work harmoniously, your coach needs to respect and love you, and you need to trust and follow your coach. Only this way, this relationship between the two will bring positive results. And the two, both are you. You are the student and you are the coach. You cannot treat yourself disrespectfully and expect things to work out well. And at the same time, you cannot expect your inner coach to be respecting you if you never give a reason to do so. So we have this self-dependent cycle that is the very root of your self-neglect and your failures. But the awesome part is that this same self-dependent cycle can work in your advantage. As soon as you give yourself these initial reasons to be respected by yourself, you will start trusting yourself more and more. So this will give you boost every time, which will keep elevating your self-image until you're self-reliant, successful, happy individual. So how do you develop that self-respect, especially if you're starting from the very bottom? I understand it's really tough, but please believe me that you can develop self-respect and self-trust genuinely without forcing it onto yourself, because you cannot really force it onto yourself or on others. Respect is something that comes in naturally and genuinely. So the first thing for self-respect is self-trust. You need to start trusting yourself. Not in some metaphysical way, trusting the universe or something like that. Although that is a different topic and that's very good. But I'm talking about very definitive and practical terms here. That you need to start actually trusting yourself, as your words, your promises that you make must be trustworthy. Because if you don't trust the promises that you make, there's nothing you can do to be able to respect yourself in the long term. You need to add this promise making process to the list of your strengths rather than weaknesses. This will dramatically change your self-image. You will be your own hero when you know that you make a promise to yourself and there's no way that you're not going to follow through. It is crucial though for you to install this habit properly and gradually. Don't promise yourself that you're going to lose 15 pounds or read 20 books in next 72 hours. You can't keep that promise in long term, and that will be even worse than you started with. Because if something is not reinforcing your positive self-image or your self-respect, there's a big chance that it could actually be hurting it. You have to make this as a ritual. You have to give significance to it. It has to matter a lot. It's not gonna work if you're just gonna sit down and think to yourself, oh, I'm gonna do ABC, and then you're not clear about it. It's kind of vague, and you probably don't even remember. It's just not gonna work. So you have to give it a ritual-like form, something that will send a signal to your brain that this time it's different and this time you mean it. So it could be something like this. You identify one thing that you decide to promise to yourself. It has to be something trivial, something small, or very easy to fulfill. Something like drinking a glass of water in the morning. You stand up in front of a mirror. You look yourself in the eye directly with a kind smile and tell yourself, hey, I promise you I will drink 1 glass of water tomorrow morning within 1 hour when I wake up. So this is very easy to keep and not break that promise. So you should choose something similar, not too difficult in the beginning. So next morning, as soon as you wake up and drink that glass of water, go back to the mirror and thank yourself. That way you will send the reward signal to your brain that will reinforce this new image of yourself that, oh, I promised something to myself and I kept it. And I even got a thank you for it. This is a very powerful shift of your self-image. You will immediately start to trust yourself so much more. And because of this almost like conversation with yourself and looking at yourself, you will make friends with yourself. A new friend, someone that you can trust and depend on. It's very powerful. You got to try this. I would recommend not to promise yourself anything that's long term. If I have the same example about drinking water, don't promise yourself that I will drink a glass of water every morning for next 90 days. No, just go 1 day at a time or 2 days at a time. Very short term, easy to keep promises, but keep them. According to some psychological or self-help books, it takes a little less than a month to start absorbing your new self-image, to start absorbing this new habit and basically internalizing it, so to say. And if you want to take this up a notch, you can use one of my techniques that I spoke about in my previous videos when you mark it on a calendar, track your effort, and keep it visible. Every single promise that you made to yourself, that you've kept it. This will help you a lot and keep you keeping those promises. I cannot wait for you to try this because now you will start trusting yourself. And when you trust yourself, it makes you so much stronger. It's so much more pleasurable to be in your own skin, even to see yourself in a mirror. Plus, it's not going to stop here. Once you have this trust in yourself, this will trickle into other habits that will develop you farther because you now have this base. You're in good hands with yourself. You know you will not let yourself down. All right, so here we go. Now you have this new tool that can potentially transform your life significantly. And if this is not something that you're struggling with, but you know someone who is, then please share this video with that person. I hope you're really excited about this because I am. Please share your thoughts. Please smash that like button. Please subscribe. I really appreciate it.